think that he's gotten calmed down yet to play this game.
It surely doesn't look like it.
He has to let a little air out of himself.
In the direction of Mark Jackson, but the 49ers were all over. With Gary Kubiak holding, this will be 42 yards away. Far enough. And good enough. The Broncos get the scoreboard. So 6:47 left to play in the first quarter. The 49ers 7, the Denver Broncos 3. The scene from the MetLife blimp for today's game. The pilots are Mike Fitzpatrick from Newport, Rhode Island, and Captain Corky Belanger from Mesquite, Texas. Too bad they can't see the game. Terrence Flagler back deep for the 49ers. But it's going to be Flagler at the 4.
He's usually the guy that sets the tempo. He hasn't set the tempo yet because Bobby Humphrey has made some pretty good runs.
And Bobby Humphrey, of course, was one of the big question marks getting into this. Rice and Taylor both come wide to the left. Flagler is the man in the backfield. 4 wide receiver setup. And Montana again chased out of the pocket. Gets rid of it. Incomplete.
Again, great Bronco defense back because they didn't let Montana throw to the first guy he wanted to.
Back deep, Vance Johnson is number 82. And Harry Helton, who is a teammate of John Elway at the University of Colorado. A little bit off the side of his foot. Johnson gets up to about midfield, maybe the 48, stopped by Johnny Jackson and Keith DeLong. And so the Broncos will take it over in good shape. But the 49ers lead 7-3 with 5:25 left.
And these guys are after me. But they can't catch me. So they get a car. So they get over my head. Just as they're about to catch me. Turbos kick in.
Being done on the Denver sideline. The man holding the pin is Charlie Waters, who was, of course, an outstanding defensive back years ago, not too many years ago, as a matter of fact, with the Dallas Cowboys. First down, Denver, their own 48. Matt Summerall with John Madden, Super Bowl number 24. 2 tight end set up for Denver. Comes in motion, and the handoff is Humphrey. Ball's loose. 49ers have it.
Coming into the game.
It certainly looked like the ball just slid out of there. Mr. Rathman. To about the Bronco 40-yard line. Stop
What they did on that play and what he did, and where Humphrey ran.
Of it back. Knocked down by Dennis Smith.
Jerry Rice is almost a perfect athlete. I mean, just the way he runs and moves and catches and then runs after he catches, his toughness going inside, outside. But the minute he catches that ball, he is continuing running. This guy is a threat on any play, anytime. You know, these guys are pro athletes. They have a lot of pride, too. And sometimes they just have to kind of take it for a while.
Third down. Montana will throw it again. Right. Almost broke clean. Gets inside the 10. Stopped by Corrington. Pick up of 21 yards. First and goal from the 9 for the 49ers. Couple of tacklers. Got it down to about the 7. Ron Holmes finally brought him down.
Boy, was there a collision in there. Tom Rathman making a lead block. What a collision. In fact, it could have been with Carl Mecklenburg, who was down.
There are a couple of Broncos down, as a matter of fact. That's Mecklenburg right there. 23 seconds remain.
We're back at Bud Bowl 2. It's been a crisp, cold first quarter. And they're even calling for ice and snow. Budweiser's ball on the Bud Light 48. 23! Billy Butt. Whoa, it's a big one rollout. Flags everywhere.
Free hands. Illegally use your hands.
Hands? What hands? You give me a break. At the end of a controversial first quarter, it's Bud Light 13, Budweiser 3.
We'll be back.
Bruce Colley is going to fire out here and miss and late whip Mecklenburg right here. Watch your right guard. He fires out. Now watch him right there. He misses his block, and right there he turns and kicks, and he gets Mecklenburg right in the left leg. Here's another look at it from Mecklenburg's side. See him coming over to make the play, and right there he gets a leg whip.
Like he hit him right on the left knee.
All defensive players complain about the 49er offensive tactics of leg whipping.
Second and goal from the 7. Scott Curtis has taken Mecklenburg's place. Montana. Rick Jones. 49er touchdown.
He's going to be there. He's going to play the way Ron DeLon always plays.
Here's Elway out of the shotgun again. Winder was in the game with Elway. Great pass to Winder. And nothing there. Well, gain of 7, but not a first down.
I think the Broncos are a little frustrated here. You know, they know all about the frustration of not winning the Super Bowl and all that talk. And they come in the game and they get down 13-3. I think that they have to keep their composure because you have to keep playing. You can't lose your composure.
John Taylor. Back deep. Signals fair catch again. And makes it about the 32. The 49ers up by 10 and have dominated the clock as well. 13-3.
Gillette announces a razor so revolutionary it can sense the individual.
13-3 San Francisco in the second quarter with 14:22 left before the half. At Summerall here with John Madden. 40. And they seem like such a happy group. It's a tribute to their owner, Eddie DeBartolo. Hand in hand, George Seaver, second and 10. Green again. Not much again. John Taylor. Wide left, right to the right. Up the middle of Ratcliffe. And that final lunge got him to about the 2-yard line. If he's wise, and he is,
This is another big call for George Seifert here.
4th and short, and they're going to go for it.
second time they've gone. Last time they gave it to Rathman. What they do again?
Montana indicated that they got it. He had no question in his mind. Second and goal. Rathman, touchdown. Well, they haven't signaled yet. The officials have it. Touchdown, yes. From a yard out by Rathman.
Hey, having a big game like this, Rathman and Craig, they're going to name a city after him in the state of Nebraska. That was all Montana this and Montana that, but this drive has been Rathman this and Craig that. The two Cornhuskers.
Hofer for the extra point. He missed the last one. That was perfect. So, 7:15 left to play in the first half at the Superdome. 49ers 20-3 over Denver.
The greatest show of all earth into weeks.
Enough of the way goes down so sad. Enough of the way the grand to the sister. Just for the reason to follow this coming. Enough of the way you make the moonlight stare.
In fact, they handled the ball in that drive 13 out of the 14 plays.
That's what you call a Nebraska drive. Rathman ran 3 times and had 3 receptions. Craig ran 7 times. So you say 13 of those 14 plays, the two old Cornhuskers.
Hofer's kick. To Carrington. At the 1. To the 20. 49ers have had the ball 17 minutes and 43 seconds to 5:02 for Denver.
I'm using this other long distance.
It's getting to be a game of coordinators. There's the offensive coordinator, Mike Holmgren of the 49ers. He makes a good call. They score a touchdown, but they get 5s up in the press box now for the coaches.
A lot of rumors about him perhaps being a head coach very shortly.
And there's talk about the New York Jets and the Phoenix Cardinals. I think he would make a very good head coach.
Matt Millen knocked Bobby Humphrey back for a 3-yard loss.
Way behind the tractor. Well, he don't like the tractor or the float.
He looks like he can operate the tractor. No way. Through the hands of Mark Jackson, incomplete. That one was there, but he throws the ball so hard.
Yeah, but he had everything here. He has good pass protection. He has a good pocket. See the pocket there where he can step up, find his receiver, and then still step up and throw. That's excellent pass protection. As you say, you've got to catch those. You have to catch those. Ronnie Lott came up and gave him a forearm in the head to remind him he was going to be there.
Again, it's John Taylor chasing the punt. Goes out of bounds close to midfield, and the 49ers will operate one more time with good field position. 30-yard punt. 49ers leading Denver 20-3 with 5:27 left in the first half.
We'll give you 80,000 people, 8 million miles away. We'll give you hearts to keep you purple and a whole new way to stay. We'll give you hands across the border, 6 cities, little towns where the human race is running. We'll be found. We're the best way to ship it over there. From the dawn through the night, we're in the air. Carry stars and death, awesome stars and death. We're the best way to ship it over there. Carry dreams and faith through our hearts and death. We're the best way to ship it over there.
We're back, and the war is heating up.
But look, y'all have that defense confused. Hey! This one's for you! He's got a field open. Oh, what a grab! Oh, what a move! He faked him out of his label. Touchdown! They're whipping off twice. Stop on the bus to see the light. Bud Light.
At the end of the half, it's Bud Light 20, Budweiser 13. We'll be back.
It's getting colder. 500 miles.
5:27 left to play in the first half from the Superdome. 49ers leading Denver 20-3. Pat Summerall with John Madden here, the scoring drive. 10 plays, 14 plays. The last one featuring Rathman and Craig, the first two mostly Montana. He's 10 out of 16 for 131 yards. Super Bowl number 24 with the 49ers leading the Broncos by 17 points. That light blimp hovering overhead, giving us those wonderful shots of the Crescent City.
Yeah, well, if they really wanted to do something, they ought to come in the dome. I mean, they can stay outside and give you pictures like this. But if this thing were really something, they'd just fly the blimp in the dome and then give you the shots of the football.
I'm not really sure there's an entrance that would accommodate them.
They just blast in. Look at this, Montana, 12 out of 18, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, Elway, 5 out of 14 for 52 yards, but one of those was a screen, one was a shovel pass, and he's just starting to get going now. In fact, that one to Vance Johnson was the first reception to a wide receiver.
Quarter has not been good to the Broncos. So far, the entire game has not been good to the Broncos. Second down, 2. Elway did it for Vance Johnson, and he just missed it. Third and 2. There's the pass knocked away. Intended for Jackson. The defender was Don Griffin.
I think that he is always a competitor. I think he becomes a bigger competitor in these situations. Of course, I don't know when it scores 20-3.
Right. Well, you'd like to get more, of course.
So if they get one here, we're en route to a blowout.
1:05 left in the first half. Third and short. Third and about a yard. Rice, wide right. 4-yard pickup gives the 49ers a first down, a tackle by Holmes, featuring the Peanuts. That's all coming up at halftime. Second and 1.
It'd be a good peanut show.
And what's that? Montana going up high to Rice, touchdown. From 38 yards away. Montana's third touchdown pass. Hofer for the extra point.
That was a play that the 49ers set up because they took the time out. They went over to the sideline, and they talked about getting Jerry Rice up the middle. There's one coverage that the Broncos use. It's just too deep where they have the safety come over and the corner come up. And they thought that they could get Jerry Rice or John Taylor or Brent Jones down the middle on him. That's the play that Mike Holmgren was talking about. In that area, when they give us that type of coverage, we can get a post in there. Now you see the coverage I'm talking about. The corner comes up, the safety comes over, the corner comes up, the safety comes over, and look at this middle here. That's the area that they're going to try and hit. You see how deep those safeties are and how far over to the side? And once Jerry Rice, right there, see the big middle they have? They can't get anyone in there.
And, of course, it helps, too, John, that the pass was perfect.
You know, and Mike Holmgren was saying, I don't know that we're going to get that coverage. I don't expect that we will, especially with Jerry Rice there. But if they do, that's the one we're going for.
Well, you have to give him credit for spotting it, as well as Montana.
And then Jerry Rice for running it. In fact, they're not even up there. That's an empty press box. When you are up there calling offenses and defenses and you're ahead 27-3, you start eating hot dogs earlier in the round. This is not a half of football that John Elway is going to want to remember.
He's 5 out of 17 for 52 yards. 49ers lead it 27-3 on the other side. Montana's 15 out of 21. 3 touchdowns. Elway. Steve Sewell. 5 out of 17 for 52 yards. 49ers lead it 27-3 on the other side. Montana's 15 out of 21. 3 touchdowns. Elway. First down for Denver, stopped by Romanowski. 12 seconds to go as the Broncos take a timeout.
I'm bored. The rumors are true. I can't keep pouring it on year after year. It's enough already. I'm leaving, all right? I won't play this game anymore. You know why? I've discovered it's time to change my serve.
Discover the 1-calorie real cola taste worth leaving Pepsi for.
Goodbye, Pepsi. You think you're in. I say you're out.
12 seconds remain in the first half. I imagine he'll spend a lot of time in the second half. By Romanowski, but he has him. Them hit it in the locker room. That's the end of the first half with the score. The 49ers 27, the Broncos 3.